Why do some nations thrive while others falter? This question is not just an academic curiosity, it has real-world implications that affect billions of lives. This question has captivated thinkers for centuries, from ancient philosophers to modern economists. Each era has brought its own theories and explanations, leading to a multitude of proposed answers. Some have pointed to geography, others to culture, and still others to the intelligence and vision of leaders. In Why Nations Fail, we embark on a journey to unravel this complex puzzle, delving deep into history, economics, and political science, arguing that the key to a nation's success lies not in its geography, culture, or even its leaders' intelligence, but in the very fabric of its institutions. These institutions are the bedrock upon which societies are built, but in the very fabric of its institutions. Institutions are the rules and norms that govern a society, shaping its economic and political landscapes. Institutions, the rules that govern a society, act as the invisible hand shaping economic and political landscapes. They are the unseen forces that determine the fate of nations. They determine who holds power, how resources are allocated, and the incentives that drive individuals and businesses. These rules can either promote fairness and innovation or entrench inequality and stagnation. Understanding the nature of these institutions, we argue, is crucial to comprehending why some nations prosper while others remain mired in poverty. It is a lens through which we can view the successes and failures of society. Our focus centers on two fundamental types of institutions, inclusive and extractive. These two types of institutions create vastly different outcomes for the people living under them. Inclusive institutions, as the name suggests, are designed to be broadly inclusive, offering equal opportunities and protection under the law to all citizens. They are the foundation of a fair and just society, offering equal opportunities and protection under the law to all citizens. These institutions ensure that everyone has a chance to succeed regardless of their background or social status. They encourage participation in the economy and the political process, fostering innovation and sustainable growth. When people feel included and valued, they are more likely to contribute positively to society, fostering innovation and sustainable growth. Inclusive institutions create an environment where new ideas can flourish, leading to technological advancements and economic development. Extractive institutions, in stark contrast, operate on a principle of extraction, concentrating power and wealth in the hands of a small elite at the expense of the majority. These institutions are designed to benefit the few at the cost of the many, concentrating power and wealth in the hands of a small elite at the expense of the majority. They create a society where the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, leading to widespread inequality and social unrest. These institutions stifle innovation, discourage investment, and ultimately hinder a nation's long-term prosperity. When people feel excluded and oppressed, they're less likely to invest in their future or the future of their country. Understanding the impact of these institutions is key to addressing the root causes of poverty and fostering a more equitable world. Inclusive institutions serve as the bedrock upon which prosperous societies are built. These institutions are not just abstract concepts, but are deeply embedded in the daily lives of individuals and communities. They are characterized by several key features that together create a virtuous cycle of growth and development. These features work in harmony, much like the cogs in a well-oiled machine, ensuring that progress is both sustainable and inclusive. First and foremost is the presence of secure property rights. This fundamental aspect ensures that individuals can confidently own and utilize their assets without fear of unjust confiscation. When citizens are confident in their ownership of land, resources, and the fruits of their labor, they are more likely to invest, innovate, and take risks. This sense of security fosters a culture of entrepreneurship and scientific discovery, driving societal progress. A fair and impartial legal system is another cornerstone of inclusive institutions. It ensures that justice is not only done, but is seen to be done, providing a reliable framework for resolving disputes. When laws are applied equally to all, disputes are resolved fairly and contracts are enforced, trust flourishes. This trust is essential for the smooth functioning of economic and social transactions, enabling cooperation and collaboration. This trust extends to the government, encouraging civic engagement and reducing the risk of arbitrary seizures or expropriation. A government that is accountable to its citizens is more likely to act in their best interests, fostering a stable and predictable environment. Inclusive institutions also promote open markets and competition. By removing barriers to entry and ensuring fair competition, they create opportunities for businesses of all sizes to thrive. By providing a level playing field for businesses of all sizes, these institutions foster innovation, efficiency, and ultimately economic growth that benefits society as a whole. This dynamic environment encourages the exchange of ideas and the development of new technologies. Education, infrastructure, and access to capital are further bolstered by inclusive institutions, creating a fertile ground for individual and collective advancement. When people have the tools and resources they need, they can contribute more effectively to the economy and society, leading to a cycle of continuous improvement and prosperity. Extractive institutions, in stark contrast to their inclusive counterparts, operate on a fundamentally different premise. They are designed to extract wealth and resources from the majority of the population, concentrating it in the hands of a small, powerful elite. This extraction can take various forms, from outright confiscation to more subtle mechanisms like corruption, unequal access to justice, or manipulation of economic policies. Under extractive institutions, property rights are insecure, as those in power can arbitrarily seize assets or change the rules of the game to benefit themselves. The legal system, rather than serving as a neutral arbiter, becomes a tool of oppression used to silence dissent and maintain the status quo. Economic opportunities are often rigged in favor of the elite, stifling competition and discouraging innovation. The masses, lacking access to education, capital, and meaningful political participation, are relegated to a life of subservience, their potential squandered for the benefit of the few. Section 4. The Forging of Nations, the Case of the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution stands as a testament to the transformative power of inclusive institutions. In England, a series of historical events and political reforms gradually shifted the balance of power, paving the way for an unprecedented era of technological advancement and economic growth. The Magna Carta, signed in 1215, marked an early step towards limiting the absolute power of the monarchy. This landmark document, though initially focused on the rights of barons, laid the groundwork for greater constraints on the crown and a more equitable distribution of power. The Glorious Revolution of 1688 further solidified the role of Parliament, establishing a constitutional monarchy where the monarch's authority was subject to the rule of law. This shift towards a more inclusive political system, coupled with the emergence of secure property rights and a fair judicial system, created the conditions necessary for the Industrial Revolution to take root. Section 5. A Tale of Two Koreas, the Stark Divide. The Korean Peninsula provides a compelling natural experiment illustrating the divergent paths that nations can take under different institutional arrangements. This stark divide between North and South Korea offers a unique lens through which we can examine the profound impact of governance, economic policies, and social structures on a nation's development and the well-being of its people. After World War II, Korea, once a unified nation with a shared history and culture, was divided into North and South Korea. This division was not just geographical but ideological, with each side adopting contrasting political and economic systems that would shape their futures in dramatically different ways. North Korea, under the iron fist of Kim Il-sung and his successors, descended into totalitarian rule. This regime was characterized by extractive institutions, severe repression, and a centrally planned economy that stifled innovation and personal freedoms. The government maintained strict control over all aspects of life, from the economy to the media, ensuring that dissent was ruthlessly crushed. The Kim dynasty ruthlessly crushed dissent, enriching themselves and a small circle of elites while subjecting millions to famine, poverty, and human rights abuses. The regime's focus on military might and ideological purity came at the expense of economic development and the welfare of its citizens, leading to widespread suffering and deprivation. South Korea, on the other hand, though initially under authoritarian rule, gradually transitioned towards a more democratic system with inclusive institutions. This shift was marked by significant political and social reforms, including the establishment of a robust legal framework that protected individual rights and promoted political participation. Free market principles were embraced, property rights were secured, and investment in education and infrastructure became national priorities. These policies fostered an environment conducive to economic growth and innovation, attracting both domestic and international investment. The results were staggering as South Korea transformed itself from a war-torn nation into an economic powerhouse. This transformation is a testament to the transformative power of inclusive institutions, which not only spurred economic growth, but also improved the quality of life for millions of South Koreans. Today, South Korea stands as a vibrant democracy with a dynamic economy, a leader in technology and culture, and a beacon of hope for nations striving for similar progress.